Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Dave Listens to Hi-Fi. So the Montreal Audio Show is just a couple days away, and I wanted to do just like a little preview of what I was going to see at the show. I did a bit of research this year. Last year I just kind of went in and saw what I could see. So this year I looked on the website, saw who was exhibiting, I reached out to some people, and I have a bit of a plan this year, some things that I wanted to see. So I just wanted to give you a little preview of what I was expecting to see at the Montreal Audio Show. So the first thing is TAD, or TAD, I'm not sure how to say it. It's a Japanese brand. They've been making loudspeakers since 1937, so they've been around for a long time. They reached out to me. They have a listening session before the show. I'm going to go and listen to what they're calling the first all TAD reference system in Canada. So we'll see what that sounds like. It's their new preamp. It's a C1000 preamp. I looked at some pictures online. It looks spectacular. They have a CE1 TX bookshelf speaker and GE1 floor standing speakers. So I'll go and listen to that and report back, and you know what I think. Gallion Audio, Thomas in Stereo, so his brand. I'm going to go and listen to his room. He's going to be showing his Voyager SE and TL speakers, his TSA 20 and A75 amplifiers. Now, I've listened to variations of all of those components, but what I'm really excited to see is how is Thomas going to put this together in his room, and what's the presentation going to be like with all this stuff together, tuned by him in that room. I'm really excited to see what he can make happen, what kind of magic he can do with his own stuff. Another brand that I'm going to see is Artist Cloner, brand that I went to see last year. I was really impressed with the sound in their room. I believe it's a Quebec brand, really nice boutique brand. They make their own speakers, amplifiers, power conditioning components. And so I reached out to them to see if they had anything new this year. And they're going to be showing a new speaker, which is an MTM, so like mid-bass drivers above and below a tweeter array. They say it's designed kind of a steampunk design. To me, it looks like a bad boy cousin of the Tri-Art bamboo speakers, but they claim the frequency response is from 27 hertz to 27 kilohertz. So, I mean, something that reaches down into the 20s and looking really cool like that with wood and iron and everything. I think that'll be really cool to listen. I'm going to go hear that. They have a new DAC as well, a prototype, and new power conditioner. So like for a small boutique brand to come out with 3 new components in a year, I mean, that's pretty impressive. I don't know if any of you have done any product development or something, but to have 3 new things for the next year's show is pretty impressive. So I want to hear what they can make. I got an email from the Name Focal group, and they're actually running some show specials at the Montreal Audio Show. So I see that they have the Focal Grand Utopias. Usually they're $360,000 for the pair, but only at the show they have a special $288,000 for the pair of Grand Utopias. So I'm going to go upstairs and check in my couch, see if I can find some coins there, and maybe I can scrounge enough together to get a set of Grand Utopias. But if not, they have a bunch of other stuff that's on sale, different finishes. Some of the headphones are on sale. Actually, I do want to go and listen to the Focal headphones, because started playing around with some headphones more recently, and I'm really curious to see what really high-end headphones can do. So definitely the Focal headphones headphone station is on my list for this year. And then there are some other brands there and some other things that I want to see that I just made some notes on. AGD is going to be there. Lots of hype about those amps, so I want to definitely sit down and listen to those for a little bit. There's the Dayton Wright Heritage. Now, the Dayton Wright speakers, I've owned a Dayton Wright preamplifier, and I owned a pair of the Dynamic XAM4 Dayton Wright speakers, which they were not famous for, but they were really, really good. The famous ones from Dayton Wright were the XG10s. So that was a panel speaker. They used a special gas inside. The Dynamic speakers I had actually had a plastic bag filled with this heavier than air gas, and it was just a bag inside the bass cabinet. Made an effectively larger cabinet volume because of the volume of heavier than air gas that was in there. And they used that gas in their electrostatic speakers because it was more insulating, I think, than regular air, and so it allowed them to pump a lot more power and higher voltages and stuff without them arcing. So it was a special technology they had. They sounded great. There was a company that came out with kind of a rebuilt version, and they're calling them Dayton Heritage, and they kind of redesigned them into a tower with a tweeter element as well, and they have all new panels without the gas. They figured out how to do it without the gas. I did hear them once before. I was not impressed, but I really want to give them another chance because of the Dayton stuff that I had that worked so well, and the fact that they've done so much development on these. I really want to sit down and give them another chance because I think they hold a lot of promise. So I want to hear the Dayton Heritage. I see the Gershman's going to be there. They're usually paired up with Eon Art, I think. And I haven't really heard a Gershman speaker I didn't absolutely love. So I want to go there and see what they're putting on this year. Definitely be stopping in the Gershman room. Java Hi-Fi amp is going to be there. I did review the Carbon Integrated, and I have a lot of impressions listening to it in this room with my speakers, with a couple different pairs of speakers and my sources. So I'm anxious to hear it in a room at the show on some other speakers and with some other components. I want to see how easily I can pick up the signature of that amp. It'd be really interesting to hear it in a different environment. So I'm going to be definitely hitting up the Java room. I see the Playback Designs is going to be there. I think it's the MPD 8, if I'm not mistaken, but that's supposed to be a spectacular DAC. I know a couple of people rave about it. Real absolute reference level. So hopefully I can get a listen on one of those and see what that thing can do. See what the Playback Designs DACs can do. PS Audio is going to be there. Paul McGowan is supposed to be there, and then he'll be there Friday morning. I'm going to try to get down early Friday morning, see if I can meet the guy. Want to see if he's as friendly and likable in person as he is when you watch the videos. I'm guessing it is the case, but it would be nice to shake his hand. And I'm thinking about a question I want to ask him, so hopefully I'll be able to ask him the question and get an answer for you, and then I'll put it on my channel here, and we can gather some of the wisdom from Paul McGowan. As well, they'll be having the new FR10 speakers, more realistic pricing for a lot of people, and I'm really curious to hear what those can do. And then there was another brand, Wolf and Langa, I think it's called. Really cool looking speakers. It's a big field coil driver with AMT tweeter, and I just love both of those elements. So with a name like Wolf and Lang and those elements, field coil and AMT, I think it'd be something really interesting. So I'm going to make a point to go into that room and get an extended listen to those. So that's kind of the preview. Those kind of the points that I really want to especially touch on when I go to the Montreal Audio Fest 2024 in a couple days. I will have a video coming out afterwards. If there's anything special there that you'd like me to check out, leave me a comment. But otherwise, I'll just go and I'll listen. And anything interesting, I'm going to put on a report afterwards. Anything I didn't like, I'm going to tell you. Anything I really liked, I'm going to tell you as well. And I'm also looking for really beautiful and really ugly components and see if I can see some trends. So fun stuff to look out for. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in a couple days.